Hey guys, Monochrome here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Genuinely good to have you. We're taking a look today at the Ontario Besra folding knife. Just to get this out of the way for anyone who might be confused, Ontario, the knife company, is an American brand. Yep, absolutely American. However, I do need to point out that this particular inexpensive folding knife, not sure if you can see that, yeah, in very tiny print, it does say China. Yeah, so it's actually made in China, but it's a design that belongs to an American knife company. Nice try trying to make that China thing as tiny as possible, Ontario. Nice try. So let's just get right into it. Even though this is made in China, let's start at the front end. You get a very useful EDC sheep's foot blade. Now, a lot of people don't realize this, but even though it has no belly to the edge, it's just straight all the way down. This is a surprisingly useful blade shape for EDC purposes. You can get into very tight places with that lower tip. It does a lot of your normal daily cutting chores extremely well. Now, this might look like a hollow grind, but it's actually a high flat grind. And as you can see by the spine, nice and thick, almost all the way straight down. Now, this is not to be confused with a Wharncliffe blade shape. Here's an example of that. Just ignore the blade opening hole. That's a Wharncliffe. That's a sheep's foot. Some people do get them confused. But yeah, this is a very useful blade shape. This particular knife happens to be a titanium frame lock. That's right, titanium. That's what you're seeing over here. Black-coated titanium. It might look like stainless steel, but when you pick up the knife, you realize that it's not nearly as heavy as it should be. And this is very expensive. I'm sorry, messed that up. This is very inexpensive for a titanium folding knife. Very inexpensive. We're talking right around $50 or so. As usual, guys, specs in the description box below. Be sure to check that out when the video is over. So yeah, for right around $50, you are getting a titanium folding knife. Titanium clip, titanium lock, titanium all the way. Now, some of you might have noticed, oh, it doesn't have that telltale disc right around here that would prevent over travel when you're unlocking the knife. Yep, it doesn't have that. And when you don't see that on a frame lock knife, which you don't see on this one, it means you're dealing with an inexpensive frame lock knife. But that doesn't mean that's a bad thing. It uses a flipper, and this particular flipper, you have to flip it with some authority. Some flipper knives, you can just gently press on the flipper mechanism and this will fly open. No, Not on this one. With this one, you got to put some real effort into it. There we go. Just like that. So if you're used to a casual flip of your flipper knife, that's not going to work on this. So again, on this side, titanium, blade steel, and I know the knife snobs are going to be like, oh, really? Yes, really. Blade steel AUS 8. And I'll say this, I've said it before, I'll say it again. This is an absolutely excellent steel. Not just budget steel. This is an excellent steel that is usually tossed into the budget category, and all the knife snobs look down their noses at it. Well, they're the ones who have no real experience with AUS 8. If you want a stainless steel that's actually stain resistant to an extreme degree, and we're talking even surface rust, AUS 8, 8A, or AUS 8A does a fantastic job. Absolutely fantastic. The American equivalent of AUS 8 steel is 440B. Why is that significant? Well, if you want a Randall-made knife, good luck. Hopefully you have the finances for it. But if you want a Randall-made knife, if you get a carbon steel Randall-made knife, you're getting 01. If you want a stainless steel Randall-made knife, guess what they use? 440B, which is the American twin sister of Japanese AUS 8 steel. So honestly, if it's good enough for Randall-made knives, yeah, it's good enough for you and all of the disgusting knife snobs out there. Yeah, I said it. It is ridiculous that they look down their noses at AUS 8, like it's somehow trendy or fashionable to do so. But moving on. Oh, the blade is actually just under 3 inches. So for those of you who are looking for a legit EDC knife, and maybe you live in a more restrictive jurisdiction, you're going to like that. Blade length, just under 3 inches. So that's good. On the back, we have some grooves or jimping, and these are functional. These are actually cut rather deep. They're not too sharp. They're a little sharp, but not too sharp, and they are absolutely functional. This jimping is fantastic in the hand. So again, over here on this side, titanium. It's an open pillar design, so this knife is going to be very easy to clean if it gets dirty. This is a working man's knife. So you've got titanium here, and over here you have micarta. Now, here's the one big issue, or at least it will be for some, and for a while it prevented me from ordering this knife for myself. Here's the issue. Once again, titanium. Titanium frame lock. Wonderful. Micarta on this side with a few, well, 3 grooves that curve. So what's the problem? Not sure if you can see it. I'll try to show it to you. Notice anything? Yeah, if you said, I'm noticing there's no titanium liner against the micarta, yeah, there isn't any, which blew me away when I first realized it and prevented me, once again, from buying the knife for quite a while until I decided, let me take a chance on it. But yes, surprisingly, there is no titanium liner on that scale. You get titanium over here, and you get micarta over here with no titanium liner at all on the inside of the micarta. Meaning, if you drop this knife with enough force and you crack or break the micarta, yeah, that's it. Time for a new knife. And that really bothered me at first. Then I realized, okay, even though this is a frame lock knife, it's clearly meant for light duty cutting chores, like the type you would encounter typical day, mundane cutting chores, to medium cutting chores. Maybe medium cutting chores leaning towards the light end of the spectrum. Certainly not anything heavy duty. I mean, if you're looking for a good sheep's foot knife that you can take into combat with you as a soldier, no, just no. But then again, this isn't designed for rigorous cutting tasks that your typical soldier would encounter. This is definitely made for civilians. And for civilians, the lack of a titanium liner behind the micarta scale shouldn't be an issue. But please keep that in mind. I was really surprised to find out that, okay, that's how they chose to construct it. Other aspects, as you can see, no lanyard hole. That's going to bother some people. For me, and I suspect for a lot of people, it's not a big deal. This really is made as a really good EDC or work knife, not really something you would take out to the great outdoors and need to have attached to your wrist. So no lanyard hole. As far as the black-coated tie clip, you can see the opening here, and with a thin enough hex wrench, get it in there. Carefully take out those screws, carefully. They're tiny, they're black, they're easy to lose. So if you don't like tip-up carry, you can put the clip on the other side for tip down, but it's right hand only. Sorry guys, right hand only. Obviously, this being just micarta, it's not like they could put screw holes on this side. Nope, sorry. But if you're right-handed, there you go. You have the option of tip-up carry. That's how the knife arrives. Or carefully transfer the clip over here, and you'll get tip-down carry in a pocket. Anything else? Well, not really. My initial thoughts are, well, not my initial thoughts. Sorry, guys. My thoughts after EDCing this knife and using it for several weeks upon weeks, is it worth buying? Well, if you're looking for a really good sheep's foot EDC knife that you can legally carry in a lot of jurisdictions and use as a work knife, this is actually a good one. Just keep in mind, you're going to have to put some effort into flipping it open. The frame lock, let's see if I can show you guys that on my sample. The frame lock engages rather well, so I definitely like that. Not too far over. It's good, it's solid, it's never failed on me. Do I recommend it? Yes. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please stay safe out there. Take care.